tomorrow's going to be a busy day. So Becky's seeing a plane first thing, and then we got 2 magic shops to visit.
What's that? 1 Vulcan to visit?
Yeah, 1 Vulcan and then 2 magic shops to visit.
1 Vulcan.
And 2 magic shops. First up, we're going to go see World Magic Shop. But the second shop is an interesting one because it's Saturn Magic, which is, you can only visit it by appointment. So I've had to call today and get an appointment with it tomorrow. So we can't stay at the Air Museum too long. We need to make the appointment. So, you're only open by appointment. Presumably that's because you do the majority of your trade online.
I couldn't see the point of having a high street shop.
Yeah, big old storefront.
The ones that are high street shops, they've generally got fancy dress and stuff. You just can't do enough turnover just in magic tricks to justify online. But we had all this built. This was built in the last 12 months. And there's an upstairs studio that we use for filming the review shows when we do them. And also, there's a lot of empty space up there, so it gives us a lot more room for expansion as well. Although, as you can see, we carry quite a lot actually in stock, which is different to quite a few places. Some places generally just tend to order everything to order, whereas we do keep a good selection of stuff, as you can see, actually in stock.
Do you publish anything at Saturn Magic?
No, we don't know. So all the things that we've got are, third-party things. That those are the other shops that you may have been to. Yeah, they carry obviously their own stock because they produce that stuff. But a lot of them don't generally tend to keep a good range of the general releases, so that's where we are a little bit different.
It's interesting because you say you actually have a recording studio upstairs. That's pretty much the only thing you need to start making your own magic, is what I've found.
Well, that's the next step. We've just spent quite a lot of money actually. Our policy up until now has been that we only sold things that we actually kept in stock. That was one of the main reasons. It frustrated me when I was buying magic that you'd order something that would take over a week to come.
Yeah, because they got to order it.
And a lot of the companies also didn't tell you that they were ordering it in. It just said add to basket. You added it to basket, and when it didn't turn up within a couple of days, you thought, well, where's it got to? And then you'd find out, and I was, oh, sorry, we sold out. It's coming in on Friday.
So if you only sell things that you keep in stock, that means that what you have is really, it's very much a curated collection, isn't it? It's only things that you've chosen to get into stock.
That's right. But now we're growing. We've been in business nearly 4 years now. We have a software program that's been written for us, which is ticking away at this very minute, adding about 10,000 products to the product file. Like all the other magic shops that do list everything that's available from the main wholesaler, Murphy's Magic, we can now supply, or once it's all uploaded, which they tell me will take about 2 weeks for it to upload. You imagine every product, every photograph, every video.
Wow.
Quite a few thousand.
That is a lot, yeah.
So it's just in the process of uploading all that as we speak. Yeah. So it's on about 5,000 and something at the minute. So it's nearly halfway through. And we're being blatantly honest. It says on there 3 to 5 days.
You built this place kind of as an extension to your house. Like, what inspired you to sort of, open a magic shop?
It started with Peter Egging when he invented Haunted. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, the Haunted Deck trick.
That was back in sort of 2012-ish, I think, maybe 2011. And I came up with a better way, an improvement of doing it.
Yeah, different handling.
And Paul Harris decided to release it. I worked on it for months, and he said, "Yeah, we're going to release that. That's a good addition to it." So we did. And he was talking to me about things. There was various issues going on at the time, and I was helping him out with those too. And he said, "Oh, that'd be great if you could be a UK sort of contact for our customers, because everyone is having to contact us in the US.
Yeah.
And there's a time difference because 8 o'clock over there is about 4 o'clock our time. So, of course, people email or try and contact him, and it just wasn't really working that well. So I said, well, I could be Paul Harris Presents UK. So he said, oh, okay. So we did it. So that's when we actually started up as Paul Harris Presents.co.uk.
Oh, right.
And did that for about 6 or 8 months.
Yeah.
And I was quite happy doing that. There was only about 30 or 40 products to deal with. It wasn't really that onerous or anything. So things ticked along. But then people were saying, well, we like what you're doing, but you don't do this and you don't do that and you do this. No, and people kept saying, so I thought, well, actually, if we're going to do some products, we may as well, we've got the system in place to do it. So I thought we might as well do them all. But then I thought, no, all of them's a bit much. So that's when I decided, no, what we'll do, we'll pick select products and we'll only supply what we keep in stock, which makes us different. So up until this week, that's been the policy. And
So very much quite a time of change.
That's right. Because if the business, we've invested nearly 4 years worth of time and effort into it, haven't made a penny yet because everything's been invested back in.
Well, that's the way to run a business, is to reinvest.
Mm-hmm.
So what criteria do you have for selecting a trick for your stock? I know it's now going to be everything, but up until this point, what has been your criteria for selecting the?
Well, basically, I perform myself. The only reason I've been able to do 4 years worth of work on this and not make any money is because I earn a living performing magic.
Right.
So if a trick's released and I think it's good for me, then I think, well, it should be good for quite a lot of other people. Okay. Now, that is limiting in effect because obviously not every trick that I like. There might be other tricks that I don't like that other people do, but it's worked so far.
But arguably, I keep saying controversial things in these little interviews that you do. Arguably, that's a more honest way of doing things than the kind of shops that will, get a whole bunch of something in because it's, it's the latest whiz bang thing, and even though it's no good, they'll try and shift them all, and there tends to be a lot of that goes on in magic, but you've avoided all of that by only stocking products that you yourself would perform. And
what I tend to do, it's unfortunate, the magic industry's got this pre-order thing, hasn't it, which is a bit of a
recently.
And I think the main reason for that is the vast majority of magic creators are magicians who aren't generally very rich. So, and again, being upfront about it, I feel that most of these creators are doing pre-orders to get some money in advance. So they've got the trick, they've got the idea, they've got it all set ready to go, but they just haven't got the money to do it. So they do a pre-order period for about a month. That brings some money in, enough to get the project
to get it into production,
and then out it comes. If the item's then no good, then what do you do?
Quite.
The way I handle a pre-order thing is people can pre-order because I know as much as them. I can see the trailer, I can see the ad copy. If the item then comes out and I look at it, because we'll obviously see the pre-order ones when the item's released and get to know about it, but I won't then bring it into stock if I don't feel it's good enough to be in stock, basically. So I still sort of vet it even at this stage. So people, when they look on our website, we've got definitive sections now. We've got new magic in stock and new magic to special order. So anything that's in the new magic in stock section is obviously in stock, which means you haven't got to wade through loads of stuff that we don't keep. But when people get to know us, they also know that, well, if it's in the new magic in stock section, I think it must be reasonably good. And we have it straight away. We can still get all this other stuff, which, like mentalism. I'm not a great mentalist.
No,
I don't know a lot about
me neither.
mentalism. So there's probably thousands of brilliant mentalism products out there, which I know nothing about. So just because they're in the special order section doesn't mean they're not any good. Yeah. It just means personally, I obviously can't rate them or give them any form of endorsement.
Okay.
Not saying everything that's in the new magic section people will like, because again, you'll like one trick and someone else will like another.
Some things aren't everyone's cup of tea.
That's right. So we are trying to do things a little bit differently. I also put bonus pages on the website as well. So if a new trick comes out, and a lot of creators tend to invent something and then get it to the market as quickly as possible without working it that much. You can tell the ones that have worked the tricks, and you can see the ones that have just come up with the idea and released it. And quite often there's some simple little things that can be done to actually improve it, and then I upload bonus pages to help the customers that have bought them.
These bonus videos that you do for people, that's fantastic. Do they have to buy the trick to get the videos, or are they on the pages?
No, of course they have to buy the trick.
So if they buy the trick from you, they get the bonus handling.
Well, that's the idea.
Ah, smart marketing.
And there's a very easy way that they get it, because when they get their invoice, there's a part number for every product, which is unique.
Ah, right.
And that is the password. So I don't have masses of people emailing me saying, I've just bought this trick, what's the password?
Yeah, the password is
the password is the part number that's on the invoice, and it says that on each page that has a bonus page.
Fantastic.
So they can just get their invoice out, type it in, and they get access. So this is one of my favourite things I learned. I get a magic magazine every month all the way from America. And it's called Magic Magazine for Magicians. You must have heard of it.
I have heard of it, yes.
And some bits of it here. They told me I've got to cut up the bits of paper to a different shape, different size, different colour. Not different shape, but different, all the same sizes. Yep. Did that. I was a bit dubious because it's a very expensive magazine. But it's an interesting illusion. You just wave your hand over the bits of paper. And they all change. It's not too impressive, is it? I know it's only $4. Hey, if I could do that with £20 notes, would you be really impressed?
Yeah.
So would I. I tried it, it just didn't work. And the thing is, the magazine did say it was an illusion. I tried it with 50s, tried it with $10, but it just didn't work. £20 notes, definitely not. The thing is, it is an illusion. Wave your hand. I change it right back again, so it's 4 bits of paper from the Magic magazine.
Wow.
There we go. So that's Extreme Burn.
Extreme Burn.
Yeah, one of my favourites.
That's a question I've not asked anyone else. How do you find out before anyone else that something is coming in so that you can get it in stock?
Generally through the wholesaler. They'll email us to say this is coming up in a month's time. And again, it's sort of on the pre-sale kind of thing, because they say this is coming up in about a month's time. How many do you want?
Ah, right. So you have to sort of judge whether you think it's going to be popular or not.
And the catch-22 is as well is that 9 times out of 10 as the Magic Shop, they don't tell us how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is show us the
show you the trailer that
show us
everyone
the
else is
trailer
going to
and
get.
the ad copy that everyone gets.
You have to judge how
you just have
popular
to
it's
use
going
your
to
own
be.
experience by that. Occasionally, and they have started to do it a little bit more, we do get an inside sort of dealer video, which is nice then because you can make a proper informed decision. But you generally find those insider videos are on the releases that they're pretty sure they're going to be good, so they're not really giving much away because it's a good trick. And you can tell just by looking at something most of the time whether it's going to be really commercial or not.
Okay. So have you seen an increase in the number of products released?
Oh, definitely. When we first started, there was maybe 1 or 2 decent products a month. You thought, oh yeah, we'll get that in. Whereas now, we're looking at it and we can't bring everything in, as you say, because okay, we've got loads of space upstairs for expansion. We probably get 10 times what we've got down here upstairs.
Yeah.
But you've got to be realistic. The cash flow and the amount of stock that you carry. There's a lot more coming out. Unfortunately, a lot of it isn't good. It's not necessarily been vetted that well. There's a lot of people creating stuff in there. Not necessarily in the bedrooms, but a lot of people just springing up releasing stuff. Whereas going back historically, it costs quite a lot of money to release a magic trick. And therefore only established producers were able to do so.
Yeah.
And generally it was quite good quality because of that.
Pretty much everybody has the equipment needed to produce a Magic DVD.
That's right.
So it could.
And now they don't even do DVDs, a lot of them. They
No,
do
it's instant downloads.
These downloads where you type in a YouTube code that's 1 million letters long. I get loads of emails about because people can never type them in correctly. Which I don't blame the people, I blame the producer for giving someone a 30-odd character long YouTube link to type in. And then they wonder why people get the O's and the zeros mixed up or whatever. Or I's and L's. It's very frustrating. So I do still love the DVD.
Yeah.
Because they don't cost that much to make, so I wish they would include them.
With all these products coming out all the time, obviously you can't keep increasing your stock of everything. At some point you'll have to discontinue things. What is the shelf life of a product after its initial release?
Well, what we do when a product comes out brand new, and it's a good one, we find out pretty quickly that it's good. So we might have, say, 50, 100 in, initially, and we can replenish the stocks every 2 days anyway. So, you can cope with that initial demand quite quickly. After the first month, I would say, the heat starts to cool off on the product pretty quickly, and the sales will go down to a trickle. So you've really got to judge your stock right. So you keep a lot in the first week or 2, and very quickly you end up not stocking an awful lot at all. And when you look around the shelves in the shop, you'll see that most tricks have only got 1 or 2 of each actually in stock. And basically that's because I know that within the sort of 3 to 5 day maximum delivery window period, depending on when people order something, especially the older tricks, 1 or 2 is enough to keep that trick that we consider to be quite good in stock and satisfy the demand. So yeah, they do go off the ball very quickly, and that's because there's new stuff coming out all the time.
As you probably already realised from the intro, we visited this day's shops out of order as we got our appointment at Saturn Magic quite early.
I did get to visit my Vulcan after all, though. I went inside it, but didn't get on the flight deck, unfortunately.
But that meant the last order of the day was the final shop of the first loop.
The fabled,
the infamous World Magic Shop! Actually, it was pretty epic, and you can find out all about that next week. Until then, I'm Amazing Stace.
And I'm Rebecca.
Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.